Hello and good morning. Danielle here from Learn Reiki Philadelphia. Welcome to Community Distance Reiki. If you're new here, welcome in. If you're returning, welcome back. And if you're watching this on the replay, know that you're guaranteed just as fun and healing a time as if you were here live. If you would like to join me live, check out that description box below with all my regular days and times, 5 times a week, where I'm here streaming, sending you Reiki whenever and wherever you happen to be, and building a crystal grid out of all of your healing requests. If you are here with us live, go ahead and click the live chat button and feel free to make any requests to your healing that you might have, whether they're general, specific. You can let me pick the stones, you can request the stones, whatever feels good to you. If you're watching this on the replay and you want to skip ahead to the healing, go to about the 40-minute mark. Generally, I'll go through the crystal grid with all of us until about then. And after a brief explanation of what Reiki is and what to expect, I will turn the lights down, turn the music up, and send that Reiki. So thank you all so much for being here. It's an honor and a pleasure to share this healing with you this morning. And so let's dive right in and see what the requests are so far. Oh, good morning. Good morning, Vincent, Grace, okay, Korakar. I think I saw some other names pop up too. Erica, welcome back. Oh, good morning, everybody. Okay, let's see what we have and start building that grid together. Awesome. Okay, so we're starting off with our copper as usual, getting that energy moving, breaking up any blockages. Let's see. We've got requests for moonstone, sunstone, rainbow moonstone, labradorite, and obsidian. You got it. And I'm assuming black obsidian, but let me know if there's a different one you want. So let me start grabbing stones. I will get to everybody's requests. Let's see, black obsidian, moonstone, labradorite, rainbow moonstone. Okay, so let's go ahead and start off with labradorite. Labradorite, moonstone, and rainbow moonstone are all very much related. The labradorite, you might be able to see the little hints of blue and green in here in the reflections. Labradorite helps us connect with our intuition in a very grounded way, but it also works with our intellectual mind. It helps us to see all of the different pieces fitting together. It's a great research stone, a study stone, and it's just a fantastic stone for anybody who has to sift through a lot of information and work with very fine details. So this is excellent for all of those things. It's also great if you have difficulty sleeping, any kind of sleep disturbance, but especially if it's brought on by energy or intuition kind of keeping you up at night. So here is labradorite. Golden sheen obsidian. I don't have obsidian sheen, unfortunately, but I'll see about getting some. I do have a friend that is a jeweler and might be able to get me some. That's a really good idea. Let's see, did you also request sunstone? Yes, you did. Okay. Make sure I get that before I forget. Rainbow moonstone is basically like a very white version of labradorite. And as such, it kind of works with the upper chakras, the upper energy centers that are more connected with things like intuition, psychic ability. This is a stone that can help us open up to intuitive guidance, and especially for bringing that information down and then sharing it to someone else, like writing down or doing readings for someone, mediumship, anything like that. This can be an excellent stone. I know lots of tarot readers who work with this stone, not only for protection, but for a deepened connection to their guides and to the intuitive sense to help bring those messages through, in addition to connection to ancient wisdom where appropriate. So we've got, let's go ahead and move these forward. I do have mahogany obsidian. I do have mahogany obsidian too. Good morning, Susan. Good to see you. We've also got standard moonstone, which is very connected with the lunar cycles. While also being great for intuition in general. Moonstone, peach moonstone. This is excellent for connecting with any kind of rhythms of nature, whether you're looking for divine timing, if you're looking for ancient wisdom, working with the occult, reading lots of older books. This can be a great stone to help learn those older ways. This is also an incredible stone if you've been getting the High Priestess a lot. This stone is very connected with that type of energy if you read tarot. So I'll go ahead and bring some of this out. Sunstone helps us to expand our vision of ourselves. It helps us to really go way past all of our limiting self-beliefs, to see a brighter vision of what's possible in our futures and to set new goals. Anytime our new goal setting is held back by old versions of ourselves or beliefs that we've absorbed from others, it kind of limits our potential. This helps us to neutralize those factors and start to see our abilities in a new way. So really great stone for helping encourage us to go just a little bit farther. We've also got, let's see. Yeah, actual moonstone does seem kind of hard to find sometimes. Mahogany obsidian, you got it. It's gotten somewhat hard to find. I can help connect you with some folks if you need it. I have some, but yeah, it can be really hard to find. It's just been mined so much over the years. Okay, so mahogany obsidian. This helps to get out of the way of limiting beliefs in a really big way too. Works really well with sunstone. So when we have this idea that we aren't good enough, or if it's something even a little bit more extreme, like the idea that we can't move forward unless something's perfect, we can get a little bit like stuck in that it's not perfect enough, I can't move forward. It's not perfect yet, I can't move forward. And that sometimes a completed something is better than a perfect nothing. And yeah, this is very much a stone that helps us to kind of ground a little bit, feel a little bit more safe, and a little bit more safe to go forward and at least get started and submit the thing, start working on the thing, or complete work on the thing, especially when we're just getting in our own way because we fear failure. This can be a really powerful stone. So let's go ahead and oh yeah. So yeah, if as far as moonstone, like regular moonstone, I believe Jen does have it. I don't know if I have any on my website. Jennifer, you can find her stuff at Belladonna's Botanicals on Etsy, or just Googling Belladonna Botanicals from her website. She was having a sale, so go ahead and check that out. And we'll send her lots of love. I know 8 a.m. is generally not her thing. It's totally okay. It's the edge of my thing, so I totally get it. But good call, okay? Good call. Okay, so let's see. Awesome. Thank you, Cora Carr. Let's see what we got. Money, luck, and happiness. Money, luck, happiness. We'll go ahead and bring in some citrine. There are other good stones of financial abundance. And actually, you know what? I'll bring in one. This is jade. Now, jade comes in many different colors, and we're used to seeing that beautiful kind of lighter green. That's jadeite jade. That's considered the most desirable for sure. This is another style of jade, but it's considered sacred throughout China for really good reason. This is a stone of prosperity, good luck, and it definitely linked with financial abundance, but also just happiness, joy, prosperity on every level. So we'll bring this in. We'll bring it in right under our copper piece here. And we'll also bring in some of those pieces of citrine. Excellent for calling in financial abundance and for balancing logic with intuition so that we can make decisions from a more well-balanced place that incorporates both. And for happiness too, I wanted to bring in a little bit of yellow calcite. Yellow calcite helps us experience our inner joy and really brings it to the surface. It works with the solar plexus, so it's also joy in who we are, in our own sense of self and expression. But overall, this is an excellent joy stone. It helps bring a ray of happiness to everything. So we'll bring that in too. It's just a lovely ray of sunshine on everything. Thank you for being here, Grace. I think I see something else. Healing depression too for you. You got it. We've been working with aqua aura and you've been saying that it's been helpful. So I'm going to bring that in again. Aqua aura is a man-altered stone. This is a piece of clear quartz that's been processed using metal, in this case I believe titanium, and this one is really thought to work well for depression, and I was wondering about that because that's something I struggle with too, and I did find it quite helpful. I mean, I have, as I've said many times, I do all the things I can to help with that, so medicine, therapy, all the things. This is amazingly helpful, and I've been just really blown away by how different this stone is from standard clear quartz. So let's go ahead and bring you in, and I really hope that helps, and I'm glad you're here. Let's see. Okay. Support for Greg and Susan, your mother with walking pneumonia and COVID, financial abundance, money flow. Gotcha. So definitely financial abundance and money flow. The citrine and the jade I think is going to be a nice help. We've also got make sure I get everything. Okay, great. So I know we've been using Herkimer for Greg, and I'm wondering if maybe some Chevron Amethyst could help. Chevron Amethyst it does many things, but it can help us to send our requests to our guides, to the universe, And it also helps us to receive intuition back from it. So it's almost like a two-way street. So Chevron Amethyst is amethyst that has these sort of natural bands that you might see, those sort of lines there. So Chevron Amethyst, like I said, it connects us to the upper realm, so it helps carry a message, but it also helps carry back a return message. This can help us to connect with what we're seeking, but also receive some intuitive guidance in return, so that when we do meet that person or those people that we're meant to connect with, and Greg is working on finding his literary agent, this will hopefully guide us in the right way. Like, hey, check out this website. Hey, reach out to that person. Or if you meet someone and you get that feedback that, like, I feel like this is the one, this can be a great stone for that. It's also wonderful for any kind of channeling, journey work, visionary meditation, visionary spiritual work, and also tolerance of others. So I know it's fall, we're getting back into routines, whether it's returning to school or any of that, this can definitely help start to blend the energies a little bit at any place that can be a little terse, where people feel like they're not quite getting along. This can help balance that out. So let's bring this in for a little bit of a change. And with healing bones, I know we're talking about hip surgery and Susan has joint stuff. Howlite is great for anything with bones, teeth, hair, osteoporosis, dislocations, all that good stuff in terms of physical healing. It's also fantastic for frustration, for anger, resentment, those kinds of difficult emotions. Mercury retrograde, often maligned and fear-mongered, which is super undeserved, but it can be super frustrating. Mercury retrograde is about us opening up a dialogue with ourselves and reflecting inward, which is why things like communication are so fraught and difficult. Things like travel are difficult because it depends on so many people. So this can definitely help with the frustrations that can come along with tech issues, with travel things, and even with being misunderstood or misunderstanding others. This can help that as well. So we'll bring in some howlite. And I hope that helps. Hope that helps you too, Susan. It's also great for just stability and blessings. So I know for manifesting, that can never hurt. And pneumonia and long COVID. What I'm getting to use today, just intuitively, is green kyanite. I know we've been using that for your mom, but also in general, we've been using it for anything having to do with COVID, like especially during the Omicron spike, we were using this almost every day. Green kyanite can be really helpful, not only for the heart chakra and kind of following one's heart, but also it's very linked with the lungs and the pulmonary system. So I hope that this helps and helps to support that ongoing health and healing for the lungs. And the other one I wanted to bring in was rutilated quartz. that's one that can help direct the energy exactly where it needs to go, but it can also help restore and replenish energy. So this is for your mom getting better, like getting some energy back so she can maybe get moving and help move those things out of and through the lungs, and also just get her energy back so she can start to heal. But given everything that Greg's going through, Susan's going through, I feel like this is just a good stone in general for physical body healing, as well as balancing the mind and body, or rebalancing it after having been ill or injured. So yeah, rutilated quartz. Okay, I hope that helps, and all the best to your mom. And let's see. Requests. Love of self and others, productivity, release, and ease. Gotcha. Gotcha. Let's start with some tourmalinated quartz. This is out of stones that cover several purposes. Tourmalinated quartz, it really does so many different things. And I have so many good pieces, I almost can never decide which ones to use. Tourmalinated quartz helps us to ground and release nervous energy, but also anything that doesn't serve, especially old patterns that are no longer serving us. So black tourmaline helps to deflect negative energy. And when we bring it through quartz, it really helps bring that clearing energy deep through our energy field and deep through our body. It's used for things like breaking up scar tissue, which after orthopedic surgery is always helpful. And this is whether the scars are internal or external. It's also really linked with lesions, growth, the physical heart, the blood vessels, all of that stuff as far as internal physical healing. But it's also great for protection and travel, which, I mean, under Mercury retrograde, let's take that. Let's take that, please. Fortune in luck and bringing in new avenues of income, which I know a few of you are manifesting. But yeah, fortune in general, it can be a wonderful stone with helping to connect us to what we really need, but especially when it comes to releasing patterns and finding the things that we do over and over again that get in our own way. This can be a great thing, along with mahogany obsidian. But it also helps to connect with that sense of self-love to a point as well. So let's go ahead and bring this in here. Will you fit? Will you fit here, though, is the question. Don't think you will. There we go. Break up some of that old energy that's keeping us back, as well as, so that'll definitely help with the release and the ease. We also have Garnet for productivity. This is one of organization. It's like the executive function stone. Organization, practicality, and definitely productivity. This is a stone of being balanced, taking a moment to see all the little pieces and finding the best way to do things and being consistent about it. It's one that I work with a lot. It's a Capricorn stone. I'm a Capricorn sun, but it's also great for things like strength in times of change, and also finding a sense of balance. So if you're trying to be productive, but you're finding it difficult to balance with your day-to-day life tasks, this is an excellent stone to work with. So I'll bring in some garnet. It can also help with organization, all the executive function stuff. Hey, Heart, good to see you. Oh, okay, yeah, you're dealing with that already. Yeah. Yep, we have tiger's eye. Okay. Malachite. Okay. Malachite can help us with even the most intense types of heart healing, especially when we talk about things like the request that had just come up around embracing self-love. This helps with loving ourselves, loving others. It helps with breaking up and moving through difficult emotional patterns as well. This is a deep heart healer. It's not necessarily a gentle heart healer unless that's what's absolutely needed, but it really does help move the energy through the heart in a powerful way. So if you're struggling with things around compassion, love, self-love, any of that, or even just the way that we have compassion, this can be an incredible stone for moving those old patterns through, moving grief through the heart as well. Just like these green swirls show, it's kind of moving the energy through that green energy center. So malachite. Absolutely love it. Yeah, it also can be accepting change, especially difficult change. And tiger eye is very protective, and it's another stone of it's got some of the qualities of garnet and a lot of overlap with labradorite, but a lot of its own beauty. Golden tiger eye, as we see here, like I said, highly protective, a lot of wisdom. It helps us to kind of take a bigger perspective. It's almost like it pulls us away from the scenario, allowing us to see things from a greater distance, for more perspective, more detail. It allows us to incorporate information from many different sources. So here is another research stone. This is also one that can help us see new avenues of doing things. It helps to ground us in the idea that we don't have to act in the immediate. We can take a moment and take things in and make decisions based on a balance of information, and that sometimes two things can be right at the same time. So we'll bring in some tiger eye. So there we go for tiger eye. Thank you for that request. Chrysoprase. Chrysoprase, and I'm going to bring in some shungite too. Chrysoprase is a great one. This is actually great for productivity in a very different way. But in general, chrysoprase is about overcoming disappointment. It's also about pacing ourselves. Sometimes when we have a large goal or a long-term goal, it can be really easy to get discouraged along the way. It feels like we're never going to get there. It feels like we keep spinning our wheels. And sometimes we are spinning our wheels and we need to adjust the way that we're doing things, but oftentimes we can just get really burnt out along the way. It's like I'm putting out all this effort and I don't feel like I'm making any headway. Sometimes we need to take a moment and take in and look at where we were when we started and where we are now. And this allows us to see the ground that we have gained from where we started to where we currently are. It allows us to take that moment of self-pride. It allows us to take that moment of perspective in seeing that the goal is still in our sights. And yes, we still have far to go, but we can celebrate ourselves for the milestones we've met. It's also great for follow through, picking up the pieces after loss, especially if it's around career loss. One of my more favorite stones. And shungite, especially when we're talking about tech issues, and this also, shungite's another very, very multi-purpose stone. It helps with physical recovery and tissue repair, which helps Greg and helps a lot of us. It helps Korakar's mom, for example. But it also helps with emotional pain and stress, especially if it has to do with EMF or electromagnetic frequencies or working with machinery. So I feel like this can only possibly help us to work through the tech glitches that can kind of come at this astrological time. But it does help clear the energy field as well. When we're in this Mercury retrograde period where we're primed to look inward, sometimes as we're shifting and changing and making those internal changes, it's almost like we've done the interior cleaning work, and then we need to clear the energy associated with it as well. This can help wick that away. Also, shungite helps to absorb just any kind of not great energy. So we'll bring in some shungite for the physical repair, the emotional balance, as well as the balance that can come from getting along a little better with the electronics. Let's see. Maybe this is not it. Maybe here. There we go. There we go. So now we're going to go ahead and... Oh, good. I'm glad, Heart. Oh, I love this community. Everybody talking about, hey, put in some for this one, put in some for that one. We come in late and everybody's like, oh, they already requested for me. I love that all of you are working so well together to be supportive. I absolutely love this community. Absolutely love it. Love that you all are meeting here. And so I'm going to do that thing where I select a couple of stones that I think will complement all of your requests. You'll vote on them, and then we'll briefly describe what Reiki is and head into the healing. So continue the chat amongst yourselves, all of the support and love back and forth, and I will be right back. Thank you. I think it did come out really beautiful, everyone. Good requests. All right, so here we go. Confidence and self-doubt. Yes. So for confidence and self-doubt, I would say aventurine. Aventurine can help us expand our vision of ourselves and what we can do in a way much more gentle and less intense than sunstone, but it's also very loving and understanding. So this can help us with doubting the self. It can also help us with, hang on one moment. It can also help with things like learning new computer skills, believe it or not. It's really thought to be aligned with that, as well as allergies, eye problems, and I know we're getting into fall allergy season, but yeah, this is one of the greater stones for starting to expand your vision of self and getting into the overcoming the self-doubt, starting to build our confidence in a very heart-centered and compassionate way, being more compassionate with ourselves for sure. And so the stones I want us to choose between here's some more aventurine. There we go. So the stones I want us to choose between, one is indigo gabbro. This helps to take our tendencies that we have to be our own undoing. It's like our detrimental tendencies, the ways in which we get in our own way, the ways in which we undermine ourselves. This helps to reveal those to us so that they can be healed, they can be dealt with. It's a very, as we can see, it's a very dark stone, and inside that black, we see these hints of purple. So it's this intuitive, protective, deeply spiritual, it's like a grounding and intuition at once, but it very much helps us do that. What's often called shadow work. That's healing the parts of ourselves that we don't readily see, or that's kind of like our internal blind spots in a sense. So yeah, this will help us see the ways in which we kind of undermine ourselves. And the other is emerald. This is some beautiful raw emerald. Excellent for tissue healing. So for those of you who are healing, whether it's injury, surgery, anything like that, it can be great for that. But even more so, it's just very, very loving in the heart. And when I say heart, I mean the heart chakra, the heart energy, unconditional love, compassion, and that we are worthy of receiving love. So that's emerald. So indigo gabbro or emerald, go ahead and vote in the chat. I'm going to briefly explain what Reiki is, and then we will be right back into the healing. While you're going ahead and voting, go ahead and consider clicking that like button. It helps me out. And yeah, I'll be right back. So as I mentioned at the top of the hour, I'm Danielle Stimpson. Actually, today marks 14 years since I taught my very first Reiki class. So yay, thank you all of you for being a part of that journey. I would not still be along this journey if it were not for all of you. And Usui Reiki is, for me, it's been really life-changing. This particular concept of energy work, this method comes from 1920s Japan, but is based on really the Japanese concept of Shintoism. It's their indigenous faith. And in Shintoism, everything has a soul, everything has energy, and everything is interconnected. It's a way of seeing, whether it's an inanimate object or another person, there are certain elements of us that rely on one another in order to live in harmony and in balance. In that interconnectedness, while we are all individuals and we're all separate beings, there's many things that flow through and interconnect us. One of those things being an energy known as spiritually guided soul energy, or Reiki. This energy frequency is one that you already have running through you. It's everyone has access to it. Our body, mind, and spirit are working with it all the time to help support us physically, emotionally, mentally, and spiritually. And internally, we use these energies to bring about the greatest balance we can in a very profound and intense yet subtle way. Much like we're mostly made of water and we don't usually think about it, and we don't need to think about all the things that water does in our body. Same with Reiki. Our subconscious, our deepest being uses this energy to support us and find balance. Without our conscious mind being attached to it, we don't even need to acknowledge that the energy exists. When I'm practicing Reiki, I'm essentially connecting to this energy and directing more of it to you. Your body, mind, and spirit take over and utilize the energy to your greatest good. So no harm can come of it. It can kind of help with anything without hindering anything. It's the ultimate complement in terms of care for anything. It can help everything without getting in anything's way. So all you need to do to receive it, just do your best to get comfortable. And it's okay if you're a little uncomfortable or you're in some pain, that's fine. I usually suggest sitting or lying down, closing your eyes if you can. Move around, do whatever you need to be as physically comfortable as possible. If you need to get up midway and get a glass of water or something, that's totally fine. You can close your eyes and just notice what happens. Just see how it feels to you. You may feel sensations in your physical body. You may have some emotions bubble up, some thoughts, guidance, intuition, or your inner knowingness may come up. So if you feel like your mind is doing something, that's not necessarily a bad thing. You don't need to keep your mind quiet. You don't need to focus on anything. It can be nice to see just sort of what comes up. If you feel like your mind is racing or if you're not sure, go ahead and take a deep breath. Also works if you get distracted. That'll help kind of rebalance the body and the energy will just flow. You don't need to do anything. Just relax and enjoy. I will turn up the music. If you'd like more info about our musician, go ahead and check out her info in the description below. I will also turn the lights down. You'll notice that they'll move very slowly through several different colors. At no point will they flash or strobe, so you are totally good there. And after sending for about 25 minutes, I will come back. You'll hear my voice come back, inviting you to take a deep breath, come back into the space, and at that point, I will reopen the chat and encourage you to ask any questions you might have or share any experiences you have. Just as we are all interconnected with this Reiki energy and I can direct it to you, it doesn't matter where you are in terms of miles or kilometers to me because this energy flows through all of that. And in just the same way, it doesn't matter when you are. You can be watching this in the future and still experience it just as strong as if you were here live. So if you're at home in the future, hello from the past, get nice and comfy. I can't wait to share some energy with you. So without any further ado, let's go back, see what won that vote, and head into the healing. Okay, so here's a better view of our grid, and boy, is it pretty. Yay, happy 14th to me. Thank you. Thank you all so much. So many of my students in here. Yay. Okay, so let's go. It's both. It's always both. It's always both. So we've got some indigo gabbro, and we've got our beautiful piece of emerald. There we go. So everybody go ahead, get nice and comfy. Thank you so much for being here. It is an honor and a pleasure. And we will be going until, let's see. You could tell it's early morning for me. We're going to be going till about 9:15 a.m. if you're here with me live on the East Coast, so 25 minutes from now. Enjoy your session, and I will see you then. invite you now to take a deep breath. Slowly come back. Feel free to wiggle your fingers and toes. Thank you so much for being here. It's an honor and a pleasure to share this healing with you today. If you have any questions or anything you'd like to share, I invite you to use the chat. I don't know about you, but I feel better. And tomorrow is Friday, so I will be here at 4 p.m. and 8 p.m. East Coast US time, and again on Sunday at 8 p.m. East Coast US time. If you would like to know about pop-up streams based around astrology and world events, go ahead and subscribe with your notifications on so you'll always be in the know. If you're curious about the month ahead, I have recorded a tarot reading for all 12 signs that you can go ahead and peek at in the playlists. And given that it is the, oh, you're welcome start now. Good to see you here, welcome. If you would like to shop my crystal shop, I'm extending a 14% coupon through September of 2022. The coupon code is 14years. So 14 years with the numbers for 14. 14 years. You can find that at learnreikiphiladelphia.com/shop. And yeah, that's good for crystal purchases through the end of September. And if you'd like to learn anything about my online Reiki classes, one-on-one readings, distance sessions, social media, Discord, any of that other good stuff, all of that's in the description too. So good to have you all here. Oh, good stuff. Shakina, I hope you're doing well. It's good to see you. Oh, glad to hear it, Susan. Glad to hear it, Susan. All the best to you and Greg. So good to see you all. I certainly know my day will be more relaxed now. Thursdays go so well because I start it with all of you. Oh, thank you, Shakina. That's sweet of you. Yeah, this is a really unique grid. This really came together beautifully. Thank you everyone who contributed a request or just well wishes. Your Wi-Fi went down at the end of the session. Yeah, one of the things, oh, you're so welcome, Grace. One of the things I don't always mention is the concept of communal chi. The more people come together with the same or similar intention, the greater the energy available to everyone. So thank you all for being here. You've helped deepen and intensify the healing for everyone just by being a part of the healing, whether it's today or in the future. So I wish all of you a beautiful rest of your day. Oh, thank you. And you're very welcome. Yeah, this week seems like it's just flying by, doesn't it? Okay, well, I'm going to go ahead and, with an abundance of gratitude, oh, you're so welcome. Yeah. With an abundance of gratitude, I'm going to go ahead and bring things to a close here. Know that if you ever have questions and you didn't think to ask them here, or they come to you later, or if you're watching this in the future, you can go ahead and always leave comments in the comments, or you can reach out to me through the social media listed below. Additionally, I do have some student Reiki shares for the many of you that have learned from me online or in person. Don't forget to check your email. There are some upcoming Reiki share dates. Reiki shares for right now, I only have ones for my former students because of the complexities of online, but there will be online share events for everyone in the future. And yeah, it was a beautiful grid. Well done, everyone. Yeah, Mercury retrograde is such an introspective time. You know, it gets fear-mongered, but if used properly, it can be deeply helpful. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and wind the stream down here. Thank you so much for being here today. It's been an honor and a pleasure. I hope to see you again soon. Consider liking the stream and subscribing if you do want to come back. I'm here 5 times a week, and I do upload videos on occasion, especially around the start of the month with tarot readings for all 12 signs, which the ones for September are up. So thank you for being here. Have a beautiful day. Take care of yourself, and I will see you again soon. Bye for now.